true. When Whitney recorded, I was like, oh, good, because now I own 100% of the publishing, 100% of the writing. And
to listen to it, but it was one of the most overwhelming feelings I've ever had to hear that.
Dolly Parton, the woman with a heart big enough for everyone, has finally revealed the one country star she admires above all others. The sparkling queen of country is famous for her endless kindness and support. She is known for lifting up countless other artists and rarely ever playing favorites. But a select few singers have touched her soul in a very special and personal way. Let us find out which legend earned the highest honor from the Queen of Country herself. 1. Vince Gill.
I feel like I sing better now, write better, play better than I ever did even.
It all starts with a voice. For Dolly Parton, a woman whose own voice is a national treasure, there are few sounds on earth as pure and moving as the voice of Vince Gill. Her admiration for him isn't just about his fame or his 20-plus Grammy Awards. It's a deep, almost spiritual respect for his raw, God-given talent as a singer. Vince Gill can sing anything, from a heartbreaking ballad that will leave you in tears to a joyful bluegrass tune that makes you want to dance, all with a sincerity that feels completely real. Dolly knows this better than anyone, which is why their connection is so perfectly captured in their stunning 1995 duet of her most famous song, I Will Always Love You. By that time, Whitney Houston had transformed the song into a global pop anthem, a powerhouse ballad that was still echoing around the world. But Dolly, feeling the song had drifted far from its humble origins, wanted to bring it back home to its simple country roots. To do that, she knew she needed a voice that could match her own in tenderness and emotion. For her, there was only one man for the job: Vince Gill. The story behind that recording session reveals just how much she trusts and values his talent. This wasn't a typical studio booking. It was an invitation to create something special. Dolly insisted they sing together in the same room, face to face, so they could look into each other's eyes. This is rare in modern recording, but Dolly wanted a real human connection. Vince has often told the story of how that day was one of the most terrifying and beautiful moments of his entire life. He was standing just feet away from the woman who wrote one of the most famous songs in history, and he was being asked to sing it with her. He was worried he wouldn't do it justice, that his voice would crack under the pressure. That nervousness and profound respect brought an incredible vulnerability to his performance. Dolly, in her typically warm and gentle way, sensed his anxiety. She guided him, smiled at him, and made him feel like he was the only person in the world she wanted to be singing with. The result was pure magic. Their version isn't a grand production. It's quiet, intimate, and so full of genuine emotion, it's almost painful. It feels like a private conversation between two old friends, their voices weaving together like threads in a tapestry. It's the sound of pure country soul, exactly what Dolly had envisioned. The duet became a hit on its own, winning a CMA award for Vocal Event of the Year and reminding everyone of the song's heartbreaking country core. Their friendship extends far beyond that one iconic song. For decades, Vince has been one of Dolly's most trusted collaborators. Whenever she needs that perfect soaring harmony that can lift a song to another level, he is the one she calls. He lent his voice to the celebrated Trio 2 album she made with her lifelong friends Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt, adding a male texture to their legendary female harmonies on the song You'll Never Be the Sun. When Dolly performs at the Grand Ole Opry, the Sacred Heart of country music, seeing Vince on stage with her just feels right. He often looks at her with such open admiration, like a fan who can't believe his luck, and she looks back at him with genuine affection and trust. Dolly's love for a pure male country voice is clear, but her bond with a fellow female trailblazer who conquered Nashville on her own terms is just as powerful. Dolly's admiration is the highest honor in country music. If you love these heartwarming stories, subscribe now to see who else is on her list of favorites. 2. Reba McEntire.
The last show we sing on our concerts, so if we haven't done fancy, the fans know not to go home.
In the world of country music, which was for so long a man's game, it took a special kind of woman to kick down the doors, ignore the rules, and build an empire. Dolly Parton was one, and the fiery redhead from Oklahoma, Reba McEntire, was another. Their mutual love and respect come from a deep, unspoken understanding of what it takes to survive and thrive in Nashville. They are two queens who have reigned over the same kingdom for decades, and there is no rivalry between them, only a powerful friendship built on shared experience.
You know, when people help you through things, you know, that's a pretty close bond.
But he was a friend,
Yeah.
I mean, a really good friend.
Well,
first.
and two, he was my business associate.
For years, fans and critics alike wondered why these two titans had never recorded a song together. It seemed like the most obvious and perfect duet imaginable. The truth is, they were waiting for the right moment and the right song. The song was Does He Love You? A powerfully dramatic ballad that Reba had already turned into a massive, award-winning hit back in 1993 with her original duet partner, Linda Davis.
Been watching them do their videos, and the younger people in country music are doing a lot more videos, and it's just like another radio station out there.
The song is a tense, emotional showdown between two women, the wife and the mistress, who are in love with the same man. To re-record such an iconic track for her album Revived, Remixed, Revisited, Reba knew she needed a partner who could bring just as much power, drama, and attitude as she could. She needed an equal. She needed Dolly Parton. When Reba finally made the call to ask Dolly, her response was immediate and enthusiastic. Dolly loved the song and was thrilled to finally get the chance to sing with her friend. But in true, playful Dolly fashion, she had one funny condition. She joked that she would absolutely do it, but this time, she got to keep the man in the end. Their time together creating the new version was filled with laughter, shared stories, and pure professional admiration.
Well, it is.
It is. It is exactly. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I didn't enjoy it, some
At
parts
all?
of it.
They decided to make a music video that was just as theatrical as the song itself. In the video, they are dressed to the nines in a moody, dark bar, giving each other sharp, knowing looks as they compete for the attention of a handsome man. But the real story was happening behind the scenes. Between takes, they would just sit and chat like the old friends they are, sharing stories about their long careers, their families, and the struggles they both faced as powerful women in a male-dominated industry.
I would say slow down, enjoy every minute. It's going to be a blast, and you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to have your heart broken.
When it came time to sing, however, the energy became electric. Two of the most iconic voices in music history were trading lines, their styles a perfect match. Reba's strong, direct, and emotive voice was the ideal counterpart to Dolly's sweeter yet deceptively strong tone. It was a masterclass in vocal storytelling. The duet was a massive success with fans and critics, who were overjoyed to finally see the two queens unite. Reba represents a peer and a fellow queen, but Dolly also has a special place in her heart for the younger generation of powerhouse vocalists who followed in her footsteps. 3. Carrie Underwood.
This mom has to let go and give her daughter away to another person to take care of, you know?
There are great singers, and then there are voices that are true forces of nature, capable of soaring to incredible heights and conveying a universe of emotion in a single note. Dolly Parton has a special admiration for those rare vocalists. In modern country music, no voice soars higher or shines brighter than Carrie Underwood's. Dolly has been a vocal supporter and fan of Carrie since she first captivated the nation on American Idol. She saw in Carrie not just a powerful singer with perfect pitch, but a good, kind-hearted person with a genuine love for the roots of country music.
We're going to change this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to add this, and you really just want to
You don't need extra
pass it all
opinions.
over. Yeah, when it's all done. So I mean that was exciting and very.
But their connection became truly special because of one song, a song that is more personal to Dolly than any other, I Will Always Love You. For Dolly to approve of anyone singing her most famous and personal creation is the ultimate compliment, and it's a compliment she has given to Carrie Underwood time and time again. Dolly has famously told the story about how she almost crashed her car when she first heard Whitney Houston's world-changing version on the radio because she was so overwhelmed.
At first, I'm kind of emotional. I mean, it's a nomination for all of us.
She tells a similar story about Carrie. She was driving in her car when she heard Carrie's live rendition, likely from a performance at the Grand Ole Opry or a similar event. She was so struck by the performance that she had to pull over to the side of the road just to listen. She was amazed by how Carrie could deliver the song with so much power and technical skill, yet also with so much heart and tenderness.
From all of this talk about women in country music, it's the fact that I feel like we've all banded together and we're like, we all...
She felt that Carrie truly understood the song's real meaning, that it's a song about a deep, selfless, and painful kind of love, not just a simple breakup. For Dolly, hearing Carrie sing it so beautifully felt like she was protecting the song's legacy, carrying its emotional torch for a new generation of fans. She has said publicly, and with great warmth, "I have a special love for Carrie Underwood," a heartfelt endorsement from the woman who wrote the masterpiece. Their mutual respect has been on full display for the world to see. In 2019, Dolly, Reba, and Carrie were chosen to host the CMA Awards together in a historic night celebrating the women of country music. The chemistry between the three of them was undeniable. Backstage, Dolly played the role of the wise, funny, and encouraging mentor, while Carrie looked at her with the unfiltered awe of a devoted student who was learning from the master. You could see the deep respect in Carrie's eyes every time Dolly spoke. During the show, they performed a medley of iconic country songs by women, and their voices blended beautifully. It was clear that this was more than just a professional relationship. It was a bond of genuine admiration. Dolly sees a piece of herself in Carrie, a strong, talented woman from a small town who rose to the top through sheer talent and relentless hard work. For Dolly, Carrie Underwood isn't just carrying on the tradition of great country singing. She is setting a new standard for excellence, and Dolly couldn't be prouder or more full of love for her. A stunning voice is one thing, but Dolly also has a deep respect for a great storyteller who mixes heart with a bit of humor. 4. Brad Paisley.
I like the mid-range, that dirt that you get in a Vox that doesn't sound like dirt.
While Dolly loves a powerful voice that can shake the rafters of the Ryman Auditorium, she has an equally special place in her heart for a great storyteller with a kind heart, a quick wit, and a mischievous grin. That's where her dear friend Brad Paisley comes in. Their friendship is one of the warmest, funniest, and most genuine in all of Nashville, built on years of shared stages, countless laughs, and a deep mutual respect for each other's artistry.
Well, maybe it was even in the beginning, somebody was asking me some questions about what to do to get the tone, and I'm like, just go do what I did.
Dolly loves Brad not just for his incredible talent as a singer and a songwriter, but for the man he is, a true gentleman with a profound love for the history of country music. Their unique connection is perfectly captured in their beautiful and deeply emotional duet from 2005, "When I Get Where I'm Going." The story behind that song is incredibly touching and reveals the depth of their bond. The song, written by George Taryn and Rivers Rutherford, is about peacefully passing on to the afterlife, about the joy of being reunited with loved ones who have gone before.
It's important to be here for the town, I think, more than anything, for the fact that country music, unlike most other types of music, has a town.
It's a hopeful and comforting take on the difficult subject of death. When Brad decided to record it, he knew he wanted a special voice to join him, a voice that sounded like an angel, a voice that could convey both sadness and hope. He immediately thought of Dolly Parton. When he nervously called and asked her, she fell in love with the song the moment she heard it. It resonated with her own deep Christian faith and her experiences with losing beloved family members. The recording session was reportedly very emotional for both of them. Brad's beloved aunt, who had been a huge supporter of his music career, had recently passed away, and he was singing with her in his heart. For Dolly, it brought back memories of her own family. That shared feeling of love, loss, and faith is what you hear in their voices. The song became a massive, award-winning hit, but its true impact was in how it comforted people. The music video famously featured photos and home movies of deceased loved ones sent in by friends, family, and fans, including photos of Johnny Cash and Brad's own aunt. It was a powerful tribute that touched millions. Dolly often says it's one of her favorite projects she's ever been a part of because it has a message that truly helps people heal. Their friendship isn't just about sad songs, though. They are famous for their playful banter, having hosted the CMA Awards together for several years.
I think as guitar players, I would have a tendency to make a record.
Their jokes and natural, easygoing friendship made the shows feel warm and fun. Brad, a phenomenal guitar player, always looks on in awe when Dolly performs. And she looks at him like a proud, mischievous big sister. She admires his dedication to keeping traditional country sounds alive while still sounding fresh and modern. He, in turn, treats her like the living legend she is, always showing his deep respect for her legacy. Their relationship is a perfect example of what Dolly values most: real friendship, songs that mean something, and a shared passion for the heart and soul of country music.
She really was just kind of a player that played off the page. And
their friendship is built on warmth and shared stories. But Dolly's admiration also extends to a newer, raw voice that carries the weight of old-time soul. From powerhouse duets to deep friendships, Dolly's connections are the heart of country music. If these stories warm your heart, smash that subscribe button now. 5. Chris Stapleton.
There's a wanting to be better than the parents that you had.
Yeah.
Even if you had good parents.
Every so often, a voice comes along that is so pure, so powerful, and so full of raw feeling that it stops everyone in their tracks. It's a voice that sounds like it comes from another time, soaked in the gritty soul of the Mississippi Delta, the deep blues of a back porch, and the raw emotion of the Appalachian Mountains. For Dolly Parton, and for much of the music world, that voice belongs to Chris Stapleton.
Screwed up the national anthem. I mean, that's the one thing you don't want to be immortalized is that, to me, like playing the national anthem, period.
Her admiration for him is simple, direct, and profound. She believes he is one of the very best singers she has ever heard. This is not light praise coming from a global icon like Dolly, who has worked with nearly every great singer of the last 50 years. It is the ultimate sign of respect from one master of the craft to another. She hears in his voice the same authenticity and heart that she has built her own legendary career on, and she isn't shy about telling people how much she loves it. Dolly has praised Stapleton in numerous interviews, her voice full of genuine excitement.
But there's songs that I wrote in the last, year and a half too. So
she says his singing is full of pain and soul, and that the emotion he conveys is just incredible. She recognizes that he isn't just singing notes on a page, he's telling a story with every single breath, and you believe every word. This connects directly to Dolly's own upbringing in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee, where music was a part of everyday life, a way to express joy, hardship, faith, and everything in between. It was music that was raw, real, and unfiltered. When she hears Chris sing, she hears that same powerful tradition.
And oddly enough, it wasn't the first time they had asked me to do it. There was a year, and I forget which year it was, they had asked me to do it.
She demonstrated her immense respect in a very public way when she was asked to re-record her classic feminist anthem, 9 to 5, for a 2022 Super Bowl commercial. She could have chosen any famous singer in the world to join her, but she specifically asked for Chris Stapleton. She knew his gritty, soulful, and distinctly masculine voice would be the perfect, interesting contrast to her own, creating a new version of the song that felt both modern and timeless.
And they called me up, and they were working on this blended whiskey project, and all those are my favorite bourbons that you were mentioning, Pappy's and Weller's and E.H. Taylor.
Their collaborations don't end there. For a charity album to support disaster relief, Dolly chose to record the classic song, What's So Funny, about peace, love, and understanding. And once again, she brought Chris in to sing with her. Their voices together on that track are a stunning combination of gravel and grace, power and poignancy. It has become clear that when Dolly wants to sing about something that truly matters, something with real emotional weight, she turns to him.
loosely. I walked in to write with Dan Wilson. He's like, hey, they're looking for songs. Neither one of us necessarily, I don't think, had like an end.
She sees him as much more than just a modern country star. She sees him as an old soul, a rare artist who is carrying the torch for real, honest, and heartfelt music in an era that is often dominated by slick production. In a world of polished pop country, Chris Stapleton is unapologetically raw, and you get the feeling that's what Dolly loves most about him. Her admiration for his talent is a clear sign that what will always matter most to her is the undeniable truth in a singer's voice. Her love for these stars shows her generous spirit. For Dolly, lifting others up is just as important as her own legendary career, a true lesson in grace and stardom. What do you think about her list? Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more.